back into Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as we get right back to it in the third quarter. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Cousins. This is caught by Addison. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken in at the 11. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And right now they're in that number 2 spot. They would love to hold on to that, but obviously first things first. They want to clinch the division.
And that's what everyone plays for. Win your division first, guarantees you a spot in the playoffs, but still a nice spot to be in. Not as good as it was when the number 2 seed meant a first-round bye.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From midfield now, Burrow. This one caught downfield by Higgins. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Bengals stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Throwing is Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. Play action now. Cousins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Raheem Mostert, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Here comes Mr. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, leading out this offense. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. 2nd and 10.
No way, you're kidding me!
Now it's Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Cincinnati. 62 yards. From the red zone now, here's Burrow, 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Again, it's Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals.
Elijah Higgins.
A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Bengals add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive.
He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen it.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
Elijah Higgins.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season.
And the Bengals just continue to roll. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. Jordan Addison in the offense out for another drive.
They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. DJ Reader has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point attempt to come here. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here comes Mr. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, leading out this offense.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL, except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. That one looks like he'll throw here.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. To the air again, Burrow.
And that one complete once again to Higgins.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Cousins on 1st down.
On the out route, he's got Mostert.
There he goes, right side.
Inside the 10.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point forthcoming.
Hey! Unlock line! Unlock line!
And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here comes Mr. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, leading out this offense. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though. 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
He's got Higgins over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And Burrow going to throw again. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
There's a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's thrown a few interceptions so far. That time he said, I'm making sure nobody catches this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Take it at the 37. So possession goes over here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000.
Here we go. 11.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football.
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just did their best, really beat.
Do the he say, she say, getting no delay, run it like relay, bro, you ain't got it like this. In my can't see straight, big fur jacket from eBay, looking timeless. I gotta let my skin fade marinate, we gotta toast up, celebrate. Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. Captain's armband, I'm making key plays, when I'm doing shows, gotta get all prepaid. What you I'm on it. Cause you be in your zone when you